Hi guys, and welcome to London. I am in Trafalgar Square to shoot this video, so if we just do a quick spin around, you can see that's Nelson's column, his mighty column behind me, and you can see the fountains of the square and the National Gallery behind me. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is confidence, and this is the first of 3 videos where I'm going to be talking about confidence. So getting a little bit into my story with confidence, where I came from, what happened, and then what I do today to maintain my confidence in social situations. So that's over the next 3 videos, but I'm going to go today in this video a little bit into my story in terms of self-confidence, because I think sometimes, you know, you can see somebody who's on videos or who puts themselves rather out there on social media or whatever, and you get this idea that they are just inherently naturally very, very confident. And I don't know whether anyone's thought that about me or not. Maybe they haven't, but if you did think that, then I can tell you that that's absolutely not the case. So I wanted to just share a little bit about my story today for you. So first thing to say is when I was a kid, I was very, very shy and nervous and withdrawn, and I think in part that goes back to the fact that when I was very, very young, I was actually deaf for the first sort of year of my life, or a couple of years of my life, and it went on for a long time. There was a problem with my tonsils and adenoids, and in the end, I had to go to hospital in order to get my tonsils removed, and the problem sorted out. So before then, I really had difficulty hearing and sort of communicating with people, and I guess, I mean, I don't remember anything about that time now, really. I remember the hospital a little bit, but I don't really recall the interactions that I had at that point. But you can imagine, as a young child, that must have been pretty disorientating, you know, not really properly being able to talk to people, not understanding what people were saying. So there was that, and then when I went to school, I was always a very sort of introverted, kind of bookish child anyway, you know, and I liked my own company. And so when I went to school, I was sort of forced into this group with these other people, these other kids, and you know, I just found it very hard to relate to them. I found it very hard to socialize. I lacked the confidence to sort of make my mark in the social grouping in the school, if you like. I was physically quite small, so I guess perhaps I was sort of, you know, intimidated a little bit. Yeah, and you know, it was really tough, but there was something more than, I mean, weirdly, it was more than the fact that I didn't get on with other people. It was almost like a part of me sort of didn't want to as well. You know, I quite liked my own company. I quite liked being a little bit separate, and so that didn't help either, you know, because I've always been a little bit stubborn, and so that really came into play in my early days. And I think as a result of all these things, when I was a young kid, I never really learned properly to sort of socialize. And then we also changed schools quite a lot when I was young, so we chopped and changed. We moved to different towns and things, and again that made things somewhat difficult, because it meant that we were, you know, I'd make some friends in one location, and then we moved to a different location, and I'd have to start again. So that sort of compounded the problem. And on top of all of that, I also had really bad acne when I was a kid as well. So, when I was a teenager. In my late teens, and that really again compounded things for me, because, you know, I got to this point where I could hardly look people in the eye, because I was so conscious of the way that I looked. I was so conscious of the way that my skin looked, that it was almost this weird sort of denial in my head that I thought, if I don't look at somebody direct in the eye, then they're not going to be able to see me properly, and they won't notice, you know, this skin issue that I have, which is obviously nonsensical, and I knew that at the time, but it was kind of a defense mechanism, I suppose. So when you put all of those things on top of one another, you've got the acne, but also the shyness, and the things that had happened to me as a young kid, and the moving around. You know, you get somebody who really, for a long time, found it very, very difficult to integrate with others, and I was absolutely, you would say, the opposite of confident. And it really, really took me a long time to catch up, if you like, and get to the position where I am now, where I feel like, you know, sometimes I go to a social event and I feel like I'm the most confident guy there, and I think, well, how the hell did that happen? This is ridiculous, you know. And sometimes I've been to things where, you know, people around me or family members of stuff have said, God, I can't believe how you're so confident. You can just go up and talk to people, start conversations, and it's no problem for you. And I sort of laugh internally, because I think, well, you know, it might look like that, but it's been quite a long road to get here. And you know, the path that I took, I wouldn't necessarily wish on anybody, but at the same time, I think that there are some things that I can teach to hopefully help other people who maybe they're suffering something similar, or they've been in a kind of similar situation to what I'm describing. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for today. Anyway, that's a little bit of my backstory anyway, coming at you from London. I hope you enjoyed that. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe key, hit the notifications button as well, so you get a notification when new videos are coming out. Do join my daily email list. So my emails come out every Monday to Friday, 5 times a week. Absolutely free of charge. Join that email list below. And also my pack of 11 books. It's a digital download of books called Renegade Dating Blueprint. It's available on Gumroad. The full value of that really is $250. So it's you get your bang for your buck. But right now you can get it for just $39 on the link below. So do click that link and take advantage of that as well. And we'll be back in the next video talking more about confidence and how you can break through. Okay, bye-bye.